All right. Just another day. Hey guys, it's Tony the Soy Sauce Assassin, and today we're running a little late, but let's get started.
Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day, I'm gonna make.
Alright guys, today we have a really weird TAA Tatuaje. And I honestly think that they kind of released it in a weird way. But before we start, let's say hi to everybody. I don't think there's gonna be a lot of people today because it is a long weekend. It is a time where people spend time doing remembering those who were important to us. So not expecting a lot of people, but if there is some, welcome. I think my screen is tilting a little bit. Let's fix that. I hope that one day they release a software that will just fix that, but that's one day. You can only hope. You can always only hope that the camera doesn't auto zoom, auto do anything when they don't have to, right? When they don't have to. Okay, so bring it back up the chat so we can see everybody. We have Martina Maya, we have William W, we have Michael Wells, we have Travis Accor, and we have Raphael. Is that everybody? Cool. All right, so today we're doing this box pressed TAA Tatuaje. As you can see in the back, it looks like kind of like a Mexican flag, and the front has a cactus with a hat. Okay, cactus with a hat. And today you have a chance to win one of these. So hey Sherry, what's going on? Today you have a chance to win one of these to smoke for yourself, and this is the one we're reviewing today. J Sellers 329. So first, let's get this cut and let's talk about boring stuff. Okay, if you want to support the channel, we do have the link in the description to support this channel via donations and stuff like that. If you're a club member, you are the members of Shadow Smoke Legion. We do have a Patreon page that you can support the page with, and there is a merchant store too as well. Yes, but then you had to know that even the American version is also Mexican San Andreas wrapper. So Martina Maya is right. This thing has a Mexican San Andreas wrapper inside Nicaraguan binders and fillers, and it is in the weird box press, and it's got like a leftover foot. So it's got a little bit left over in there, just kind of bent out. Hey, Cigar Club America 5.0 and Dumbass Reviews, and we have Joe Sparaccio. So yeah, this I honestly, there is a mistake on this. It says 51st TH, so 51st of the thing. I think it pays homage to making a mistake on other cigars. I don't know, because their American version did not have. So let me bring up the image, okay? Here we go, and let me just disappear the chat box for 1 second. You can see that the correct one should be the bottom one, and the bottom one does exist. So I don't understand like how did they make that mistake where the 51st became 51st. ST and TH, I don't know. Both versions exist. So I don't know. How they screwed this. Maybe they printed this one and realized that was a big mistake, and then they printed the bottom one. So this particular one actually says Tobacco Association of Mexico on it. The kind of red. I don't know if they blurred out. So they draw off, like, looks like they draw off the America and then just marked it Mexican. I don't know if that's for joke or something, but that's what we have. So let's smoke that. I cut it. Tie dropper, I think it's because it's foot. So it is a 5x52 Robusto, but it's like box pressed. Whew. Okay, in the beginning is like very bitter tobacco-ish earthiness to it. Still getting there, still getting there. So today you might hear a little bit of background noise because I actually opened up my window. Outside air is gray, and why not pollute the outside air if I could? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I had the windows open. Hopefully it's not gonna create too much noises other than chicken and stuff. You know, you're not gonna hear much. All right, while I'm working on this, tell me why you're smoking tonight. I'd like to know why you're smoking tonight, and maybe we'll talk about what you're smoking tonight as well. Because to be honest, I am not putting a lot of hope on this particular cigar. I got this one because somebody say, hey, there might be a cigar that had a mistake on it, and would you like it? I was like, oh, okay, I'll buy 3 sticks just to see how it looks like. So this is how I bought these. All right, this is because it was some sort of a mistake, ish thing. So this kind of stuff, even as a mistake, yeah, it's a presentation that gets me. So founder signature Sungrown. Casa Cueva, Connecticut. Great construction. Got ash to the bend. Yes, surprisingly, Casa Cueva does have really good construction. I dropped that a few times and then never cracks on me. So it's a really good cigar. It's a really good cigar. All right, 2009 Cohiba. Cohiba Red Dot. Cohiba Cuban. Okay. It's like cedary, little bit of pepper, like red pepper. Got the serious earthy tone to it. Hopefully it gets better. I don't know. I don't know if I like it. It's very spicy to my nose right now. Oh, whoo, my nose. That's right, CAO America. Today, this weekend is like a perfect time to smoke the CAO America in honor of the Memorial Weekend. Like I was talking about on the Facebook Live, that is a day off that we don't deserve. We as common consumer don't deserve. It's really a day where we're supposed to take the day off and remember who we honor and all the people who served and stuff like that. But a lot of people take it for granted. They just like Memorial Weekend sale, yay! It's literally a weekend to buy stuff rather than a weekend to remember. So if you plan it to just go out and shopping for Memorial Weekend, remember you do treat the people that you met who served nicely. Okay, treat them nicely. Buy them a soda or something. Buy them an iced tea or something. That that's the least you can do. That's the least you can do. Not that they will want it, but still. Try to be nice to them. That's the best you can do. All right, so always with the peer pressure. Mike, if you had to ask, I say that was good. Go with it. Go with it. Go with that round 3. Go with the round 3. Exactly. Freedom isn't free. It costs a lot of prices. That's beyond money. That's beyond money. If freedom can be bought with money, then a lot of country will be free by now. Freedom, what we perceive as freedom, is not free. I mean, we have what perceived as freedom, but again, we are bound by our own issues as well. So you're really not free, per se, but the freedom to choice is being protected by these people. So it's a time that we really need to think what we can do to give back. I mean, I know we just did a cigar for warrior thing to help the warrior who served, But even that, I don't think is enough. I know it's gotta be sound annoying. It's like, why you keep talking about and get donation and then helping those people, and then I don't have budget to buy cigar already. If you think about that, that's a first world problem, because you have the freedom to think about whether or not you have the budget to buy cigars. Those people who are in a country that's not free, they won't think about how much money I have to buy cigar. It's more like, am I gonna get food today? All right, am I gonna be able to get food today? Not, do I have extra pocket money to buy cigars? So think of that as good thing. Think of that as a good thing. You don't have to worry about tomorrow's meal. The only thing that you have to worry about tomorrow's meal is what you're gonna eat, not whether or not you're gonna eat. So yeah, Martin, concentrate at driving. Concentrate at driving. So yes, I'd like to thank for those people who served, who's serving, who may be serving, and who has did the ultimate sacrifice. I know it's not funny, but I just feel like I'm saying it, but I'm not giving something. I'm not contributing to that. It's just almost made me think I'm a hypocrite. So that's why I kind of laughed. It's like, don't be a hypocrite, Tony. Do something. I wish I can do something, and I think the best thing I can do is honor them, and for it right now. And whenever there is a way to help, I'm there. Even my wife, she donate her time once in a while to go help to do community service for those veteran lunch. So she go over there and they do a lunch for the vets, or something like a buffet, and she just helps serve. She actually said that he's pretty good. That which makes me happy when I hear that. She like to do, she like to spend her time to go help those people, and then watch them just really enjoy freedom, or no, enjoy normal life, something that you and I has enjoyed, right? Just enjoy normal life, sit down eating, and don't have to worry about bullet fly through it. That's the greatest part. So if you have something like that you can contribute your time to, even 1 or 2 hours a day, just go over there and help something. Do it. It doesn't cost you anything really but your time. Hey Christina. All right, so this cigar, it has the taste between a roasted peanut or toffee. Something in between. It's got a weird flavor, and the draw is somewhat tight. I'm not liking this draw for sure. But it's to be expected when they press something down like that. So hopefully it gets better. My father, uncle, and cousin are Army vets. Well, thank you, Raphael, for your family who's serving, who have served. So, Christina, we're smoking the Tatuaje 51st TAA with the Mexican wrapper. I don't know if I like it right now. So far, I don't really like the beginning. It's not like, wow. It's more like, it's kind of earthy. Hey, Nate. And the pepper, oh my god, it burns. It's not like the black pepper. It's like a red pepper. So, yeah, in terms of military, I don't know. If there's way we can be better, we can do better, we can help better, we probably will do it. I mean, I think the power of the Legion really shows that, we're out there, we're a great group, we help people. And, you help people, you get great returns. So if you're a Shadow Smokers Legion and you don't know already, we do get a special discount from TNT Cigars. So if you want to get that special discount, you're in the Legion, time to stock up your cigars. If you haven't buy your summer cigars yet and you're waiting on it because you're waiting for sales, we got special code. And then all you had to do is go to our group page and just literally look it up. It's in the announcements there. Time to cigar shopping. Christina, if you like the Monster series, they do have like a regular size and they have those skinny size ones. So if you like the Zero, skinny size is perfect. Ooh, this cigar is medium strength plus, if not more. It's kind of got this like really dirty, earthy flavor to it. Really not my palate kind of flavor. Not my palate. It's like it's not bad, but it's not good. It's like right in between where I decide whether or not to smoke it or not smoke it. I don't know. Definitely not my favorite. But some people might like it. If you like earthy cigars, this would be something that you would like to smoke. I'm not even joking. This might be something that you like to smoke, but not for me. I don't know. I don't know. Just definitely not for me. Hopefully it gets better. Hopefully it gets better. But it's not for me. So far, first little bit is not to my liking. It's got this really earthy, strong, offensive taste to it. It dries out your throat a little bit, but you might get better. Let's keep going and we'll talk about things. Oh, by the way, Mister, I don't know who you are, who decided to send me a message or email. I know that email address is probably fake with all those email address things on it. I just wanted to tell you that if you don't like my show, I don't really care. I don't really care. Alright, the show is not for you. It's for me to spend time with everybody else. If you stumble upon this thing and you didn't like it, well, I'm sorry. It's not meant for you. It's not meant for you. Watch other stuff that's only 15 minutes long and not 2 hours long. That is 2 hours of my time. Go watch something 15 minutes of your time, not 2 hours of my time. There you go. I just want to put that message out there because I received a email talking about, a long email too, talking about how he did not like my show. It's 2 hours long, and I just blobbers on, talk about nonsense, and he did not like my show. And it bores him. And he says that he fell asleep watching it. Well, some people will pay to fall asleep. Yeah, so if you take the time to write that email, then hey, at least I took the time to read it and I responded, right? I didn't want to go through the entire thing and write email back to you guys, and then just find out that you didn't read it. So I put the information out there. So. Cool. Yeah, I don't know how soon you'll get there, but I did send it out a couple of days ago, so hopefully you'll get it soon. Or hopefully it doesn't disappear, Christina. Disappear. Okay. It did ease up. It did convert to a more cedary note. A little bit of chocolate to it too, but still. I still think it's very harsh of a cigar. I don't know. Hey, Matt. It starts to get a little sweeter, but this is a different kind of sweet. Usually it's like a cedar sweet. This is a separate sweet. Like you got through all that taste and then go, hey, it's kind of sweet. It's afterthought. I don't know. hopefully this gets better. I mean, it's TAA series. You would think that they put the best of the best they like for it, but you know, it's never to be sure when they could mess up a band with 51st. I don't even know how to pronounce that. 51st. But my loss is your gain. You know, if I did not like the cigar at all, 2 people might be able to try it because I have 2 more. I bought 3, so 2 more people might be able to try it. Either 1 or 2 people might be able to try it. So, you know, or continue to see. Some people might like it. If you like earthy cigars, you gotta let me know, because I don't know if anybody likes earthy cigars, and for me, earthy cigar is kind of, you know, not particularly liking. Nate, you're funny. Yeah, I don't know why this person watched 2 hours of my video and decided to write me a letter. It's one of those people that really have time and bored, I guess. Go ahead and ask me. I'm more than happy to answer any question during any part of the video. So if you guys got questions, you can always put it up. It doesn't matter, you know, what kind of question related to cigar that you have, because, you know, if I don't know, then somebody in the chat room might know, and then we can all talk about it. So, okay, it did ease up. It did convert to a more cedary note. It did convert to a more familiar note, but that red pepper notes are really harsh. If you like spice bomb, you might like this. Are we doing the change to it that was mentioned? What the change? What kind of change are we talking about? We'll keep it the same. I'm not too sure what you're talking about. Are you talking about, if you're talking about that box train, that's separate. That's somebody, that's one of the members want to do the box train. So if you don't understand what a box trading is, like other group has done it before, other trade group has done it before. What happens is they will take a box. For example, I just need a box. Come on, give me a box. I can't turn that much. Okay, so they'll take a box. They'll fill in, the first person will fill in a few cigars, right? Few cigars, bang. And then they will send it to the next person. The next person will receive this box and then open it up. Oh, there's 5 cigars. He will take the one that he wants to try, and he'll put a couple more in there to fill it so that there's more. He will send it to the next person. The next person, same thing, take it up, take their choices, and put the new ones in there. Continue to go until it reaches the end. It goes to the first person again, and the first person will be able to take a few more cigars out, whatever. You know, that can continue go forever if you wanted to. So. I will put the crest of Ghost up against anything. Don't actually review. I personally tried both Ghosts and I didn't like it. You see, the people that like Ghost really like the earthy tone. Okay. Now the good part of a Ghost is, or the good part of Gurkha is that they have pretty bands. They have really pretty bands. They have really earthy notes. Really earthy notes. Okay, and not everybody like that earthy note, because in another word of earthy note is tastes like dirt, and some dirt tastes better than another dirt. So so far all the Gurkha I've tasted, I barely can finish it, if not could not finish it at all, because it's just not to my liking. You know, it just doesn't have that cedary notes I'm looking for. It's just different kind of palate. So because it doesn't suit the majority, and people start flaming Gurkha, that it not being the good cigars they and the thing about good cars is that they don't make out their own cigars, so it's like you know. But there are some people that swear by it, that only smoke good cargoes or only smoke the plain bane selection ones. They only like that. So um, how do you prevent it from drying out from the ones that don't get picked? So what happened is either we can put a Bovita pack in there, or the people who take them, they rest them for a few days before they send it out again. Usually it's not, the weather isn't that dry unless it's the winter, and doing the swap and stuff like that, it actually gets reconditioned in a way. So there is a way to keep them fresh, or and even if they dry it out, you still you gotta rest them anyway in the humidor, so they'll kind of get rehydrated. It's not always that bad. I mean, from one place to another place, transition is about 2 to 3 days. It's actually not that bad, because while you're sitting in your house, it's in the humidor. I hope it is in the humidor. So yeah, it's been done many times and by many group. My only concern is that I don't want to run that kind of stuff, because I'm concerned that the box sit in one place too long and then just didn't go to the next person, and that ends there. But usually, in usual cases, they're not that bad. They go through the whole entire thing. So hopefully, if when our group runs it, it gets even better. Some people literally just they got a box of 3 and they filled it up to the top, and then it became a box of 10 before it goes to the next person. So. Now I want to say this thing has a little bit of leather to it. It's dry. It's like it's got cedar. It's got a little bit of it's got spice into it. There's a lot of spice that's within that earthy notes, and it burns well. I mean, the line is not bad. The ash doesn't look too bad either. It's just the earthy tone that I didn't like. But yeah, it's a small group that we have, and a lot of us knows each other. So I don't think that we're gonna have much problem. But if we gotta do it, go for it. I love to see the group being active and exchange cigars like that. It's a good way to try some cigars and exchange to the next person. I mean, sharing is caring, and because sharing is caring, that's how we're gonna move it forward. If you order the patch that we have, it's been sent out. Everything that was ordered was sent out. We have more left if you're looking for more. Because there was a question about whether or not we're gonna make it even bigger size. The answer is no. The reason is bigger size takes more to ship, and they won't make sense. And because when you order a new size, you have to order a large amount again, and I don't think that many people wants it. So if we can get 99 people that wants a big size and pay the same amount as to rob a bank, then yeah, we will make a big one. But at this point, I don't see a reason to do it. Yay! Grand Habano number 3, yes. Don't know why the leatheriness of your cigar make me think of this, but why does beef jerky have to be so long? How so dang expensive? It's like $11 for a single bag of Walmart brand. Okay, so in terms of beef jerky, I mean, man, I love beef jerky, but I like the Asian kind. Okay, now let me tell you the thing about beef jerky is the curing and process and drying out process takes forever. It has to be really carefully done, and a lot of spice going to to maintain the texture and the juiciness of the jerky. So it increased the price. Now, number one, beef price isn't cheap to start with. They shrunk as you cook them. So they look like there's so little of it, but the truth is that it's a higher grade of beef, and they went through all that work and they shrunk. All right, because beef, once you cook beef, they shrunk. And because they shrunk, it looks like there's so little. But when they first bought the beef, it was a lot. When you remove all the moisture out of the beef, they smaller. So it's not like you're getting smaller beef. It's that because it shrunk, so it's not a lot. It's not a lot. So you might be buying a bag of jerky at $11. You're probably buying something like $7 beef in there that just end up shrinking to that size. So yeah, that's why it's expensive. I eat beef jerky all the time when I was in Taiwan. We have those 5-spice beef. Oh my god, so good. But they're so expensive, and the reason is because they shrunk. They just shrunk that much. Beef is majority water, so when when you create dry slices, they shrunk. And you can, if you look at the beef, they are like the beef that shreds. So they're actually the tenants, they don't have much fat in there. They don't have much fat in there. There's not much fat content in there, so they shrink even more. When you have fat, the fat that it's quick, they just harden. They don't get shrunken as much, but the muscle, they will shrink a lot. That's what happened. It's expensive. When you go buy a what is that thing called? Like a strip beef, the strip steak. That's what it is, strip steaks. And then they slice it, and then they cook it, and then they shrunk a lot. Try to make one yourself, you'll see how much it shrunk, and you'll be like, oh, that's not a lot at all. It's like getting a bag of spinach, and they cook it, turns out to be this little, right? You get a whole entire bag of spinach, this big a bag, and when you cook it, it comes out like that a little bit. That's it. That's all you get. So. I mean, beef jerky is actually good for you, believe it or not. It's like a flat protein that doesn't have anything that's bad for you, really, if you eat it quickly. I mean, preservative obviously is bad, but when you jerky a beef, that's preserved. So you don't even need preservative. So long as you don't put it somewhere moist, you're okay. It's like cigars. Keep cigars in a nice area. Nice dry pepper jerky is one of my favorites. Yeah, I mean, jerky is really good to go with beer. If you like to drink beer, they're so good. If you like to drink whiskey, they're so good. Doesn't go good with wine for some reason. Wine, you probably want to go with cheese, but jerky is good stuff. Alright, so it started to burn funny now. Hopefully, it doesn't require some touch-up. I might give it a touch-up, but we'll see. The amount of smoke output is not bad at all, though. I mean, this is a good smoke output. That I give it to it. I'll give the point for the smoke output. But flavor-wise, it's definitely not on top of my list for sure. I don't drink wine, but I never understood the wine and cheese pairing. Wine is sweet and dry at the same time. So you get the fruit flavor and bitterness to it. And then you pair with cheese, which is salty and sweet. So that gets you the pairing. Because, how do I describe it? They're in the same pellet. That's why. I mean, majority of the time, you're eating cheese just for the saltiness and just for that cheesiness. It washes off nicely with fruit. So wine pairs it well with it. It's like eating barbecue and cheese that don't mix it that well. So you can mix with wine, but you don't mix it with whiskey. It doesn't pair well. Beef jerky should go by its own. Only thing that you can go with beef jerky is roasted peanut with salt. That's good stuff to go with beef jerky. Wines are not that popular with, obviously male drinkers, I guess. A female drinker likes wine better. And if you like sweeter wines, you can always make a sangria. So, add fruit to your wine. That works. Also, if you can't handle that, you can always drink Pinot Grigio, which is the sweeter side of the white wines. So, Pinot Grigio, Pinot Noir, those are two of the sweeter wines that you can go with. Oh, the ash fell down. While we're at it, let's give it a touch up then. The draw is still pretty tight. Not to my liking. Ooh. What is that flavor? What is that? There's definitely a little bit of toffiness to it. There's definitely a little bit of toffiness somewhere in this cigar. I just don't know where that came from. It comes up and go away. When I take a second puff, it's gone. I don't know. I can't find that. Now you go back to earthy. I don't know. It goes on and off. Might be the burn too. Might be the burn. So, just to bring it back a little bit, if you don't know already, we do have a smoke along together event on June 22nd. I already ordered the cigar. It's gotta be a Fratello. We will do Fratello Nevada on the 22nd, and we'll do on the 29th the Fratello Nevada Inverso, and then we'll compare the two on that day. So hopefully you will be able to get that cigar, and we'll smoke it together, and we'll try to do something with it. I am trying to learn how to do a semi broadcast so that I can broadcast on YouTube and Facebook. For those people who rather spend time in Facebook, might be able to do it. I just don't know if that will work out because right now the software is still iffy. Hopefully it will get resolved. Because the chat system on here still doesn't work that well. Hopefully they will resolve it. Have I ever gone to a wine fest? No, I don't. I tell you exactly why. Okay? I'll tell you exactly why. You go to a wine fest, you're drinking wine, you gotta hear all those people pretend they understand wine. Let me tell you the truth. The truth about wine is that even the experts is not sure. Even the expert is not sure what they're looking for. All those people because like, drink a little wine like this. It's very complex wine. Very complex wine. Yeah, I need something to shake. Very complex wine. Just keep shaking it. Get some air in there. Irrigate it. Very complex. This must be a 1979, something of something. I can tell you that in blind tests, most of them fail. Even the critics fail. They pretend they know, but they don't. You'll be surprised that sometimes cheap wine tastes as good or even better than aged wine. Really, it's the truth. It's the truth. Anybody buy a wine over $20 are crazy. All right. I like to buy wine that's like $7 or even less sometimes because the wine that are less, they actually have more fruity taste to it. There's actually more notes of the grape in there. As the age, it gets drier. and they actually goes bad. So wine is not something that, just because it's aged longer, it's more expensive, it's better. No, there's still talk. I mean, you'll be trying the food and all that stuff on the table, and you gotta get a few people in that at every single table, in every single table. Much like cigar is totally subjective. Yes and no. Okay, so when it comes to cigars, right? There's a way to identify it, and there's a way to enjoy it, and there's like a really standard line of how to grade your cigars, kind of thing. I mean, a good cigar is a good cigar, a bad cigar is a bad cigar, right? There is a way to really gauge between one cigar and not. So let's just do it in comparison, all right? You can tell the distinct difference between a Liga 52 original, the regular one, and a small one, right? You'll be able to tell that difference. And you, for wines, it's very hard to tell the difference. It's very hard to tell the difference. It's like trying to tell the difference between Coke, Diet Coke and Coke Zero, right? That's how hard it is, because your taste bud can only taste so much. All right, we can go through our nasal. You do not want to go through your nasal now. Retrohale a wine. That doesn't work. Never, ever retrohale your wine. Okay, it hurts. It hurts. I've tried that. It doesn't work that way. Now, how I tried it is because somebody decided to tell a really funny joke while I'm trying to drink wine. Comes right out. So the thing is that some people just think that wine has this magical notes. Only the expert can taste it. All right, only the expert can taste that subtle magical notes. But yet, when they go through a blind testing, they fail every time. So I don't know. Like, would they give them two of the same wine and two of the different wine? They can't tell. If especially when you get them two of the same, they will say that they're different. So I don't know. I to be honest, I'm not expert in wine. But I try to pick up wine. Try to learn about wine, because in social events they're quite important. But then I go with whiskey, because there is a way to gauge whiskey and really tell the notes in whiskey. There's no way to really gauge and learn about wine, because even the expert isn't sure. All right, and you gotta read a lot of wine magazine and all that stuff, and then turn on getting some information similar to Cigars Aficionado magazine, where it's very subjective, and a lot of time you don't find the same information when you try yourself, right? You gotta read a long 2-page review about a cigar, and when you try it yourself, you get the totally different experience. And it's just like, how did they do that? No matter how long you do it, eventually you just go. Anybody who goes switch their wine and they say it's very complex makes it know something, but they don't. So when it comes to magazines, if you ask me which one I trust more, I probably trust Half Wheel a lot more than I trust Cigar Aficionado magazine. All right, that's just me. In the end, Cigars Aficionado magazine are still a business. They earn the ad. They get paid on certain things. They probably get paid to write some of the articles. But something online that's free and stuff like that, just advertisements. Really, I think they give more accurate information in terms of fairness. I think for magazines, they tend to sway one way or another. And that's still a personal preference, of course. I mean, if you like a cigar a lot, you tend to have more enthusiasm to write the article that you're writing, and sometimes you don't. So that's just how you feel, I guess, I mean, I have Cigar Aficionado magazines. I read them as entertainment. Take it as somebody feel like that way, but I wouldn't take it as an actual recommendation. hell if I make the 100,000 plus that sommelier makes just by smelling wine and say how magical it is, I'd do it. Cigar magazine for the house. Yeah, I mean, they are actually not expensive. So, I mean, I tend to keep some around. Sometimes, you know, I'm a sucker for presentation. So when I flip over, I actually, instead of looking at the editorial, I look more at the ads. I like to see the pictures and stuff like that. So, but that's just me. Some people like to read the editorial and some people don't. Okay. It's getting more towards the more less earthy, more wood tone. Slightly sweeter than before. It's more bearable right now. I guess in the beginning, the first third, you had to bear with it. You had to wait for it. And then the second third started to get more enjoyable. But again, I would still think that there are other cigars that's better than this, so I wouldn't say I love this cigar. It is still an experience, so it might be the San Andres wrapper. San Andres wrapper is one of those things that it takes selective people to like it. So that's why it's not that popular. And it's not often used, right? You usually get Habano stuff. But granted, the reason everybody use Habano is because Habano is such a easy to grow tobacco. I mean, Habano grows like crazy. They grow fast. They grow well. They don't get diseases. They just that easy to grow. But in terms of flavor, I think we're all used to Habano and Connecticut broadleaf and you know, natural, what they call natural wrappers. So now, if you don't know, Corojo is a crossover breed with Habano for that reason, because Habano grows without disease and it's don't tend to have a bad harvest. And Corojos are harder to grow and they don't grow that well. They always get eaten by bugs and they just get disease and die more whatever. So they crossbreed it with Habano and now grows well. So that's why Corojo is is easier to get now. But back in the day, it was harder. It's more expensive because it was harder to grow. Right. I taste more cocoa taste now. A little bit more cocoa, a little bit more creamy, and a little bit more nuts to it. So this particular one is more earthy. It's not salty. If you happen to win for this one, you will know what I'm talking about. It's not salty at all. It didn't have that little bit of saltiness to it. Cedar starts to come out a little bit more. Less of that earth tone. I personally don't like earth tone. I don't like cinnamon and I don't like earth tone. There's two things that I don't like. I don't even know why I don't like cinnamon. I just don't like it. I grew up eating cinnamon too. I just don't like it. I guess it's the same way as some people don't like broccoli. I love broccoli. Broccoli's good. Like if I to eat broccoli, I can eat it raw, cooked, whatever, steamed. I would just eat it as is. You know, my favorite thing is actually like one of my favorite vegetable is actually bitter melon. If you never eat bitter melon before, highly recommend it. It's really good for your body. This is how you stay young. 5,000 year secret. Yeah, it's getting more normal as to cigar now. So, no, I don't want broccoli or cheese. I just want broccoli, like broccoli. When we cook broccoli in the house, we literally just poach it, just go through water and done. That's it. That's all we needed. We don't need anything. We just eat it like that because we just love broccoli so much. I don't know. Did you know there's a lot of different part of broccoli? It's actually the same breed of vegetable that grow together, and they just separate it and call it different things. Broccoli flower, broccoli roots, and it's all part of same plants, but they call it different things. It's crazy. So, what do you guys have like as a plan for the long weekend? Do you plan to go shopping? Do you plan to just stay at home, remember the people? Or do you plan to go to a memorial? Do you plan to catch up on housework? What do you plan to do on this Memorial weekend? Or do you have to work? Which I hope you don't. Yeah, it starts to get kind of close to a, well, Nicaraguan or a Maduro cigar. It has that hints of it. Start to go towards that direction. That's a good idea. If you work a lot, it's a good time to spend time with your wife and, just chill. We're going to a zoo, but storm is so bad, we'll try to not travel. Yeah, I heard there's like some serious stores going towards like the Florida area, so I don't know. Now, I heard the suggestion from one of my friends. I want to see how you guys think, okay? Because I did read about the cigar guy. He put a poll up there and asked about the chief, and I wanted to see what you guys think about the live show. Is the live show too often, 2 times a week too often, or do you actually like to have the 2 times a week thing? What I'm being suggested is, why don't you do one recorded video and one live show, so that people who don't have time can watch the video, and I still do the Facebook live anyway. So do you guys feel like that's better, or do you guys feel like, no, 2 times a week is better? That 2 hour chilling time is not that bad. I personally enjoy the chilling time. To me, I'm gonna smoke the cigar anyway, so it's either I smoke the night before and record it and put it up for Wednesday, and then do the Saturday one, or do both. It doesn't matter to me, because to me, the only difference is one, I have to cut it to 15 minutes. What do you guys think? Do you guys prefer this way, or you guys prefer a video on Wednesday and then we just do the Saturday one? Because some people said that when they try to catch up on the video, 2 hours is way too long to watch through. Which I kind of understand, to spend 2 hours is not always an ideal. So, but if you like that, we can make the changes. For me, like I said, for me it's the same thing. I still had to smoke through the cigar, so it's actually easier for me to be able to talk to you guys on the screen than smoke doing something, come back, record some more, and then go smoke, do something more, and then come back and record some more. But it's either way, it's the smoking that Okay, there's a little bit of sweet aftertone to this thing. It's getting better. It's not as harsh as the beginning. So the first third is really harsh. There's a lot of red pepper, I guess, like a chili pepper that lingers. It really burns my nose. And it has this really strong earthy tone to it. I just can't pick up what kind it is. It's just really muddy of a taste. And then it gets better. It gets slightly better. You can start to taste those Nicaraguan cigar tobaccos, and it starts to kind of wore off from that particular earthy tone. But it goes back and forth. So it's a cigar that I can smoke through, and I can see some people like it because the earthy tone. Some people like the earthy tone. Some people absolutely love the wooden tone. If you absolutely love the wooden tone, you can ask those people who smoke Opus X. Those fan of Opus X people love those oak wood and cedar wood combination tone, and that's just consistent throughout the entire cigar. For this one, the earthy tone is the part that I didn't like, but then kind of chilled down a little bit, and then the wood starts to come out. That's good. I mean, if you guys are fine with the 2 hour, I'm totally fine with that. I'm totally up for it. I just wanted to get your opinion on that, only because, well, number one, I received an email complaining about the 2 hour thing, and then I talked to a few people, and then they're like, oh, why don't you just make half and half? But I hate editing, as you know. I hate editing. I just like to be able to communicate with you guys, give you guys updates, and just smoke a cigar, chatting. Smoke alone is kind of like, I wish I could talk to someone kind of thing. Good. Like I say, if you can't handle the 2 hour, nobody tells you stay for the 2 hour. Come back later. You know what I think? You can, if you're watching it afterward, you can always fast forward through it to see what you see. But some people don't like it. I try to please everybody if I could. That's depends on what I'm doing, and a lot of time, I take you guys' advice to extreme, to like, what can I do to make it better. That's usually the case. Yeah, it's getting sweeter. There's after sweetness to it. There's an after sweetness to it. Can't tell you what kind of sweet it is. It's just kind of sweet. Has this aroma. Okay, and I want to address another thing is while we're still smoking this, that we still have T-shirts like this, just nothing but this on it, and there is two kind in the merchant store. Okay, we have the fan version and we have the member version. If you were buying it for yourself, all you care was just just this logo. We have this one with just logos, just this logo on it, the T-shirt, and you can do that as a member. That's totally fine. But if you're purchasing for a friend, please make sure you purchase the fan one, which has a smaller skull in there. It's less aggressive. It's just the skull smaller. All right, the smoke stays within the circle, and that doesn't come out from the side like right here a little bit. So those are the fan version. Only because I wanted to be able to identify who is the member, who is not. So if you go to the merchant store and you're purchasing for your friend because they like the logo or whatever, just purchase the fan version for them. And I probably gotta make the fan version cheaper just so that it's easier or whatever for those people who are fan, just want to buy this. For the members, we'll have these still available. This logo still available. I just made a small change today because I think one of our members who worked in a bar or something like that has few people asking about the T-shirt, and I would love for them to obviously wear our logo, but at the same time I prefer them to wear the fan logo rather than the member logo. I want to honor the member, but I don't want to take it so that it's unavailable for the member to purchase. So there it is. In terms of new things, I can tell you that everybody's so busy in May. I thought I'm the only one that's really busy in May, but turns out everybody's busy in May. Cigar Mechanic is super busy in May. Bob the Cigar Guy, he's traveling, so he's very busy as well. So those things is taking longer than we wanted to. I mean, it's not like we didn't expect that it's gonna drag until June or something that you work on those things, but they are coming. They're just taking time. They're taking a lot of time to do it. To have a good design and to have something that we can be proud of wearing, it takes a lot of back and forth. Is this good enough? Would I wear this thing just because I like it? Would the rest of the people like it? Some of the time it's more complicated than it seems. So a lot of time we end up. So that design is not good. That design is not good. If you remember, how we go through designs, like we went through a lot of designs to end up with this design, right? We went through a lot of bad designs to get to this design. So you can imagine that it's taking time. And then when it goes back to designer or reviewing process, I nixed a lot of stuff, right? Even for the patch, I nixed a lot of stuff. And that looks not acceptable for me. It might be acceptable for other people, but for me, I'm like, this is not good enough. Yeah, Sherry, I know she wears her all the time. Sherry, my wife actually asked how often you had to wash that shirt because you wear it every time you smoke, which is great. I'm not complaining about it. It's just that, you know, you wear a white one, so it might get dirty a lot because you always ash yourself for getting the long ash. So, oh, my nose itch. I don't know why. So excuse me if you keep touching my nose because my nose itch a lot. Someone must be talking trash about me today. You need a hoodie. I know. You need a hoodie. Okay. So that makes sense. But yeah, I know that the Teesprings are running at 10% off on Memorial Day. So if you wanted to get something that's cheaper, then Teespring is doing that 10% off thing. It's better than nothing, I guess. It's better than nothing. I want to give you guys an update on the website. I'm still working on the website. I'm still trying to get think of a good domain for it. That's easy, and I might try just to get shadowsmokerslegion.com, but I'm trying to debate how we want to do this to get the best real home for us. Right? It will be a consistent home. It's gotta when Facebook goes down, whatever, it's gotta be our home. You gotta try to put a patch on a hat. Yeah, I measured the hat sizes. It will fit on the hat. Like my wife actually says, "Is that patch too big for a hat?" I was like, "Well, they can't make any smaller. So any smaller, you won't be able to read the 2019 part of it. So they need to be this big. I know it's kind of big. It's 3 inches wide, but I think that's the best way to show off. I think when you have a big logo, something like this, you wanted to be able to show it. So you don't want to be a tiny little thing. You want to be big, it stands out. So, but when you receive it, let me know what you think about it. I mean, this is our first batch. I mean, we could be making more in the future if more people demand on it. But for now, that's what we have, and I hope everybody likes it. Have a good night, Christina. It's like, boom, But Sherry, now that I have you here, I'm really glad that you're doing good. I mean, I saw your video. For the members of the group, and one of the unique thing about our group is that anyone can just post a live stream. Anyone can just post a video of themselves talking to the rest of the group. So feel free to update us of what's going on with you guys. I love to watch those. I watch those. I listen to it all the time. So I think that's what makes our group unique. Everybody knows each other. Everybody likes each other, and it's a very good group. So don't feel shy. If don't feel shy that. Don't feel shy to post a video about yourself because I'm pretty sure everybody would love to watch it. We're not like the group is just like, why are you posting all this video and take over the group? No, we're not like that. I love to see them. It entertains me. It entertains me to watch, and of course when Sherry posts her video updates on what's going on and share those experience, it's really cool. I think it's really cool. It's something unique to our group. Our group is just that cool. And just because that, and I'm pretty sure you guys love to see Cigar Mechanic give us the sneak peek of what's going on with him too. I mean, those to know it first. It's not. Not every group has that. We have it. I'm very proud of that too. I mean, it's like, hey, now we are being recognized as a good group. We're being recognized by people that's hardworking to help us to really join. Not join, but to assist us to enjoy this hobby. It's great. I mean, from I don't know, like I'm not trying to brag or anything, right? I'm not trying to brag. But today I was talking to my wife about it. It's like, from being a fan to have fans are like two different stories. I would never guess that anybody care to watch my shows. Like, I would never guess that. So having anybody that want to watch my show at all really amazes me, and something like the growth of Matia Maya in his channel is amazing too. He was a fan that literally was starting out. He was learning everything, and now he's teaching a lot of stuff. So that's amazing, and that's something I think the group did for us, all of us, not just me, but for everybody. We learn, we get to enjoy it, and because we learn, we enjoyed it more. So that's great. I mean, why would anybody complain about that? I don't know. Try to rescue this cigar because I didn't talk too much. It's going out on me again. But yeah, it's good. It's good that this whole thing happened. It's really filling our life. Some people might think it's too much though. Some people is like, holy shit, it's really growing big. Nate, yep, I do see all the .coms are available. So I just had to choose which one we want to go with. So yeah, I mean, just which one we're gonna get, to choose. I'm pretty sure some domain seller is gonna start buying those domains now. It's try to sell to me afterward. But we'll choose whichever one is available later. I might just go buy the domain first and leave it until I can start to do that. Soysauce.gov. Now, if I'm the president of 2020, I will make a soysauce.gov. Yeah, I can't even see the amber anymore. Now I gotta fix it again. This particular one has a really hard draw. I'm just having trouble to get enough draw out of this to keep it lit. To keep it lit. Yeah, it's not. It's very firm. Oh, so bitter when you relit it. So bitter. So yeah, as we're talking about, what's going on with the group. It was a chore to get the band off this Gran Habano. Sometimes you just had to get it near the burn so that it kind of soften up the glue a little bit. I just always think that it's gonna burn the band. I just didn't want it to burn the band. I like to keep the band, so I always try to remove it earlier, but. Like we talked about last time, I think Facebook Live, how do you remove the band before or after? I tend to remove my band way before it gets over. I like that so that you can slide off, when it's just enough to slide off. That's actually really nice. When it glues onto the leaf, you just gotta expect that it's gotta tear your leaf apart. It's just not ideal. I always have this question. Why do we have caps on cigars? Why do we have caps on cigars? Those cigarillos and certain small cigars, they actually cut the cap for you. They don't really need the cap. Why don't they just bend it instead of capping it? That's my question. That's really... Is that really necessary? What do you guys think? Do you think the cap is necessary all the time? I feel like they could just glue the end and not having to cap it all the time. They always have a good draw, but they like to cap it. I think it's just to tell you which side is the draw side, right? But couldn't you identify that by the band? I don't understand. Is cap really that necessary? My son thinks it's cool that Tony and other member actually talk and to each other, because the live videos he watches just someone talking and playing game and doesn't really communicate with anyone. That's the thing. A lot of time, unless you watch it on Twitter. Was it Twitter? No, Twitch. Unless you watch on Twitch, they don't really communicate with you. And then my show, and obviously other people's show, because we have a small group of members that's in there, so we can communicate with everybody. When you have something like Cam's show, and you have like 150 people, 200 people, you won't be able to catch every single message. Sometimes I miss 1 or 2 messages too. It's just that not everybody can go through all the messages. And when you're on Twitch, you're money driven, right? You're money driven, so you only talk to the people that pays you. People who donate to you, you go like, oh, thank you. But that's pretty much it. But when you're playing game, I guess you obviously gotta focus. There's nothing to focus when you're smoking a cigar. What's your son's name again? I don't mention his name often, so I can't always remember his name. But if you ask anybody, I'm shameless, all right? I'm shameless. So if you tell me to do a shout out, I do a shout out. I do a shout out for everybody. Just like Bob the Cigar Guy. Hey, so if you're watching the stream, you never watched Martina Maya's live, not live show, but videos, you should go watch Martina Maya's review. If you never watched Bob the Cigar Guy, you definitely should look up that Bob the Cigar Guy review. So, yeah, that's right. Marcelo, right? Marcelo, that's right. You watching me playing video game, and especially that game, you'll see me scream like a girl and ask why I died. That game is extremely hard. So hard that when I went on online to watch people playing this, you see them literally destroy their controller for it. They literally just throw their controller because it's that hard. So props to Steinheimer, our group member. He literally beat the entire thing with everything beaten. It's like that. I already kind of give up on that game because I try to relax when I play game. That game gives me high blood pressure, diabetes, headache, shoulder ache, backache, migraines, arthritis, you name it. I probably get it all with playing that game within 30 minutes. That game is crazy. Whoever created that game, it has a sort of abusive mind to it. I have absolutely the coolest wife in this world, entire world. I don't care your wife, his wife, her wife, whatever. I have the best wife in this world. I'll be playing game. I wasn't sure what's going on. My wife will go read strategy and say, hey, this is what you do wrong. My wife doesn't mind to hang out with me when I play video game. And a lot of wives are like, hey, you play video game too much, you don't hang out with me. Well, you can kind of do the opposite, right? My wife does that exactly. I play games, she hang out with me instead of me hanging out with her. So I have the coolest wife ever. It's the only bad thing about my wife is that she's a big spender. That's the only thing. But in terms of the coolness and how funny she is and how perceived she is, how supportive she is, she's the coolest wife in the world. My wife plays game as well. The things we do together have for years. I've been playing Division 2. It's like crazy. Yeah, I can imagine. Like I'm surprised. Imagine me playing that game and smoking the cigar. I probably bite through the cigar. I'm like, Like I literally is stress driven. Not saying that when I play other game I don't get stressed. It's just that game is a totally different level. It's totally different level. What it feels like is playing Street Fighter against a pro. You're gonna lose every single time. Now my wife doesn't allows a bigger cigar budget. She just doesn't know what my cigar budget is. As she know, she will actually compare that to a bag. Like if I tell her like, you know, hey babe, I just bought like $1,000 worth of Davidoff today. She will be like, you know, that's really close to a CH bag. And then they will be like, okay, why don't you go buy her CH bag? And she's like, no, I'm gonna go buy two. I'm like, okay. This cigar, I can tell you after the second third, it starts to be more of a Nicaraguan flavor. So it's more acceptable to me. So this cigar got more enjoyable because it's less of that earthy tone. But yeah, here and there. CH bag. CH is a brand called Carolina Herrera. And she actually makes the clothes for the Royals. So, you know, it's really funny because she'll be buying a jacket, and I think the Duchess will wear the same thing, and she'll be like, did you see the Duchess wear the same jacket as I did? I'm like, nope, but now I know. My wife like Michael Kors. Yeah, Michael Kors is a good brand too. Michael Kors is a good brand too. It's also a brand that my wife talk about. What games I played PS4? I can tell you that my PS4 is collecting dust. A lot of dust. So much dust that I'm surprised it even works. I haven't turned on my PS4 for a long time. Alright, so I think I spend more time on cigars now than playing video games because I just don't have time for it. Once you sit down for a video game, that's like a commitment of 2 hours, 3 hours. So unless you're playing Sekiro, then you're talking about two minutes. Too bad I can't smoke a cigar and play a game at the same time. But that's the thing. When you smoke a cigar and play a game at the same time, you probably forgot to take a puff. That would be a problem. Racing game. You know, I used to play racing game a lot. And I bought pretty much all the Gran Turismos and, you know, most of the Forzas. But I end up saying, you know, why play the game when you just drive out your own car? So I just go drive my own car. That's more satisfying than games, I guess. Like especially when you play like online mode, all those people, because it's not their car, they will rent me with their car, and you just get really frustrated. It's like you will never do that with your real car. You know, I try to not rent people, but it's like it's not the same. I don't know, like even though they try to simulate it like the real car, right? Even when you get a whole wheel and then shift it the same way, it's just not the same. I don't know. They don't drive the same. You don't feel that G-force to pull you, so you don't actually know exactly how much before your car gives up. And, you know, randomly the car will just spin off and all that stuff. I turn everything off. I turn all the assist off. And it just doesn't feel the same as the car that you're driving. So I'm not driving the same car. I used to go, you know, drive my car to go play Initial D, and then I'll do a really crappy job. And I'll walk out and I'll drive that same car home. And then, you know, the kids will be like, oh shit, he just drove this. I say, yeah, I don't understand why I do so crappy in the game, but I can drive this car just fine. Black Ops, Assassin's Creed, Hitman, R6 Siege. I tried to play the Odyssey. I haven't finished it yet. I think they did a lot of updates, but I just don't have time to play that. It's unfortunate. I think I should get back to it and try to finish the story at least one time. But I just realized that when I play that game, I really just fool around and try to get the assassins to come to me, so I'll go kill them. And then, I'll just spend hours to sit on the roof, wait for them to come up to me, and then spot them kick down off the roof, and then feel happy about it. I don't know. It starts to get really sick, There's not enough modification in the car game for sure, because I will never get those like actual racing wings on my car. I don't like the look of it. So like when you do upgrade, you start to look like Fast and Furious car. You're like, that's not how I like my car. Can I just look at basic? Can I just look basic? But when you upgrade everything, you require to look a certain way. You're like, no, that's not how I would do my cars. So like, I will choose the car that I own, but there's no way to upgrade it the same way that your car will look exactly. So, or how you will have modified your car. Just not enough thing there. It's whatever the sponsorship is, and then always look like Fast and Furious car for some reason. It's like, no one drives that fast. You don't need that wing there. I actually have Drive Club. I actually had a club on it too, like a group, but I never get anybody to join me. I never get anybody to join me, so that was too bad. That game, I don't know how he went bankrupt, but he did. But it's totally different story if you try to race on the track. If you ever drive your car to a track, just go up on it, and then and once you drive in the track before you go play the game, you'll feel like the game's there's nothing similar to it. The adrenaline, the takeovers, and the way you drive is totally different. So when you if you couldn't go to the track, you would drive the game, but the game feels nothing like the real one. I went to Microsoft. They had a demo session where they have a unit with an actual chair that actually tilts, that will actually tilt and vibrate. And even that, I got pretty good score when I drive it. But and after I left, I was like, that car drives nothing like the real one. Even though it turns, it will tilt with you, but that force is not the same. When you're driving on a track and go out, you literally, your whole body. If there wasn't a bucket seat, you will shift all the way to the next seat. You'll be like, passenger seat, I'm driving. This side you'll be like on the window, so like, yeah, that's how I look like in a racing track. Yeah, the racing game just doesn't give the same feeling. And talking about game, I still don't understand the rating system. So, why is some game 18 plus again? When I play game when I was young, there was no such thing as 18 plus games. So, how the Mortal Kombat end up being 18 plus, I don't know. Now, if you can simply toss a hook at someone and say, get over here, and pull the person over, you let me know. I would love to see that done on someone in real life, because I know that's not possible. So you're the parent that says, my kid shouldn't be playing those 18 plus games because they will do the same thing. You let me know who can do that, because I would love to see somebody do that, and where they can just rip off their mask and turn to a skull, or free somebody because they throw a fireball. If you know somebody that can throw a fireball, you let me know. Once I see somebody throw a fireball, I will tell you that my kid should never ever play any game that says 18 plus on it. I'll agree with you. Because some of those 18 plus games amazes me. Well, the get over here part, I can see wife doing that. But I'm talking about actually throwing a hook, and then it actually hits, and then you can pull the entire person over and they'll still be alive. That's what I want to see. Street racing. I love street racing. Now, I would like to tell you about a twin of mine. I have a twin. I'm not admitting to anything, but I have a twin that used to like to drive the car and modify his car a lot. You know, this guy is super handsome, best person in this world. I mean, by far, the coolest person in this world. All right, he used to own cars. He'll be driving on 95, 90, and all the way to Lowell, and that road drives 80 miles an hour, and he will drive 100 something an hour on it. He's super cool, and he enjoys it every single time, even though he's the hottest person in the world. I can tell you that. My twin. Oh my god, he's so handsome. He drives, and then he will drift on exits, and he will even drift in the mall. He loved that. And then it's just no feeling like that. It sucks every time he wiped out. He would had to repair his axles and stuff like that. But even the process of fixing it is a different story. It's definitely an enjoyable thing to do. With a jump rope and pull them towards you while yelling, "Get over here!" I can manage that. That might get you in a visit from the Child Protection Services. Instead of getting your trophy from the Kong, you will get a call from the Child Protection Services. Did anybody notice? If you ever played that game before, did you notice that he used to say "come here"? Now he say "get over here"? That's what I realized. Because I didn't play that game for a while. And when I heard it again, the it was "get over here." And I was like, didn't he used to say "come here"? I guess he got more rude. But the new game, the new one has a good story. That I can tell you that. I watched all the stories. I didn't buy the game. I just watched the story. It was pretty good. And I still cannot understand what Liu Kang say, even though he's supposed to be Chinese, right? I cannot understand what he said when he does the flying kick. So lasso on the back, and they just get pulled like. Aah! No, if you play Mortal Kombat 1, I think he says "come here," "come here," and then yeah. And then he all of a sudden just changed to "get over here" for some reason. I guess the polite way of saying "come here," they don't usually come, but you say "get over here," they will. I guess that's true, because when my wife says, "Hey, can you come here for a sec?" I'll be like, "Yeah, 1 minute." And if she says, "Oh my god, get over here," I'll be like, "Oh, okay, I'm going." Yeah, this cigar just became quite normal at the end. Jump rope. Budget. You know what I'm amazed is those people who play PUBG and even Fortnite. The kids actually gets to know the gun really well. They know the caliber. They know what bullet fits what and what fits on what. They're very specific. It's like the caliber, sizes, bullets, and all that stuff. They learn that knowledge. It's not easy knowledge to learn about which gun, which bullet fits what. So it's a sort of education. It's sort of education to me, at least. I've seen those too. They're like a vest or a backpack that has a leash on it. I didn't understand that either. It's like, what's the point to walk your kids like that? But and it seems a lot of kids who play it can tell the caliber. I played the first time and I really don't know what I'm doing. And the kid will come over here and then just literally says, "Here's some weapon for you." And he'll give me the exact right bullets and the right guns and stuff like that. And they will just toss it in the ground and says, "Use this one." I'll be like, you know what bullet fits what? He says both MK10. Okay. I didn't play MK10, so I wouldn't know. I think the last one I played was MK3. After that, I didn't play anymore. I think I play more Street Fighter than MKs. So Killer Instinct I played for a while too, but yeah, after they get too realistic, I just go, eh. If you're ashamed for knowing, no, I think that's a knowledge. That's something that's hard to learn. That's not easy. Something that goes, I just want to learn it, so you learn it right away. It's just different. It's different from, at least for me. I feel like it's different. And if your kids planning to serve the military, don't you think it's good that they know what caliber fits on what guns? I don't know. People are too worried about, the effect of video game, but a lot of places will actually have a scientific research saying that playing video games is actually good for your kids. They learn to focus. They learn to the knowledge that's given in the game, whether or not it's useful. They was, and they say that people who play video game doesn't social. You'd be surprised how many people go on like Reddit and just post video game informations, and a lot of them were kids. Does that make them aggressive? No, not really. I mean, it's all about parenting, right? It's all about parenting. What the parent teaches you versus video game. We all know video games fake. Does any of you think video games are real? If you do, we have some issues. They will definitely learn what lag is, and they will be like, "Daddy, we need better internet because this thing sucks." They'll learn about teamwork. They'll learn about teamwork, and they will learn about giving out half through. They'll teach you about while you are in an instant try to be a boss, you don't want to disconnect. Proven that the game greatly heightens your hand and eye coordination. That is true too. Every game and every controller has some sort of lag in controller versus the screen. Our brain is so powerful that actually adjusts to that lag. So even though that's got to be a half-second difference, you'll learn that. That's actually pretty cool. Hand and eye coordinations, in terms of timing and all that stuff. That's actually not simple. That's not simple. Now I'm gonna light up another cigar because this one's out. Just want to summarize this cigar to you guys. Basically, in the beginning, it's very earthy. It's very earthy. After you pass the halfway point, it gets just become a more regular Nicaraguan cigars. Cedar, cocoa, a little bit coffee, a little bit nuttiness to it too. It has a hint of sweetness to it that kind of made the cigar more bearable for me. And some people might like it. If you like the earthy tone, you definitely will enjoy the first third. But after that, it became a Nicaraguan cigar. So if you like Nicaraguan cigars, you probably will like this one. Now, time to light up a small cigar so that I can kind of wash that taste out of my mouth. And if I can find the cigar I want to smoke, that would be great. Yes, here we go. Oh yeah. Oh, this is not it. String racing also involves your hand and eye coordination. Very, very. It's like life and death. Life and death. High observation skill, reaction time, and decision making. Yes. And a lot of decision has consequences, and that really teaches them. I grew up playing video game, and I don't ever have issues with the law. I guess that should tell you. I mean, would I ever stop my kid from playing video game? No. If my kid want to play video game all day and become a pro gamer, so be it. I think that would be pretty cool. I'll be like, you can use my setup downstairs with the camera and just go broadcast your video game. If you're good at it, I think that's something I can be proud of. I don't need my kids to be the same way as me. I don't need my kids to have the same education background as me. I just need my kids to be good at what he does. Good at what he does is good enough for me. Doesn't matter what it is. Now, would I want my kid to be a Magic Mike? Hell yes. If my kids come and tell me that he became a male dancer, I'll be like, good for you, son. Good for you, son. Just don't bring the random woman back home. Bring them to hotels. Liga number 9. It's pretty good for like a fin shop smoke because this thing is strong enough to cover up some of the taste I don't like. The Simpsons did a thing about pro gamer. It's quite funny. I haven't been watching Simpsons. They just last too long and they don't grow. Granted, they have a few episodes to show them they're adults, but it's just like sometimes I wonder how Marge can deal with, you know, Homer Simpsons. I will have smacked that guy silly because that guy's crazy. That guy got away with a lot of stuff. My little brother, who is 26 years, works for iRacing, and he got a job for them with racing online semi-pro. That's great. That's really cool. I think that's really cool. Look at that smoke output. This is a cigar. That's what I'm talking about. Cigar. Woo! I like this. I just didn't like the T52 version of the smaller ones. The T9, the Liga number 9 is actually pretty good. You haven't seen a single episode of Simpsons. You know, see, when you talk about Simpsons, why is Bart Simpson still not billionaire yet if he can he can speak fluent French and he can find truffles? He should be a millionaire by now. If I can speak fluent French and have the talent of finding truffles, I'll be millionaire. Well, not, I'll be billionaires right now. That's super cool. Good for you, Michael. That is pretty cool. Come help me build my racing rig. Come help me build my racing rig. I need a racing rig. But then again, I probably don't have time to play it. Purple to the situation. Today I watched John Wick, the third one. It really brightens my mood. I almost think that movie is about animals. I'm not gonna give away what's going on in there, but I almost think that movie is about animals. But if you watch John Wick, anybody haven't watched John Wick 1 and 2? Anybody in the chat room? Let me know. If you haven't watched John Wick 1, right now is the time to mute. Right now is the time to mute. Alright? Disclaimer. If you haven't watched John Wick 1, right now it's time to mute. Really? Alright, fine. There's so many people that didn't watch John Wick. You need to watch John Wick. You need to watch John Wick. It's a great movie. Even my wife enjoyed it. Alright? Even my wife enjoyed it. It's a guy flick, but even my wife enjoyed it. It's a great movie. Alright? You need to watch John Wick 1, 2, and then go watch 3. Because I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. And I mean, I tend to watch movie in the early morning, so I watch like 10 o'clock movies. But great movie. Great movie. You know, in the movie they say he shot my dog, and John Wick says, I get it. That was the moment where me and my wife literally turned to each other. We're like, somebody shot my dog. A war will happen. But yes, it's a great movie. She was reading Reddit about people complaining about the movie. I'm like, why? What's there to complain about? You're expecting to see, you know, Winnie the Pooh or what's the thing called? Barney the dinosaur in the movie? Come on. If you watch that movie, you know what you're getting in. I didn't give away any spoiler. That term was in every single trailer. Every single trailer. Right, Sherry? I didn't give away any of the story, right? You literally will understand what I say in the first 2 minutes of the movie. Christopher Robin wasn't a good movie. I never seen that movie, so I couldn't tell you. What's Christopher Robin? Like Robin Hood? We saw the trailer for the new movie Joker. Granted, I did only watch one version of that trailer. How many people plan to watch that movie, the Joker? Christopher Robin. I really don't know what that movie is. I had to look it up afterward. I really don't know what that movie is. So I had to see what that's about. I really think the previous Joker was really, really good. Oh. The air pressure in this room just changed. How I can tell you that is because whenever air pressure changes dramatically, I get the ear hum. And when it does, all of a sudden I can't hear anything other than the hum. And that's when the air pressure changes. So I was like, when I get that, I'm like, what the hell happened? I like the previous Joker from that, the what's that movie called? I can't remember the movie with Harley Quinn and Will Smith. That was a good Joker. I actually really think that he did a good job. But then, the Joker for the Dark Knight was pretty good too. So, Joker, it's not easy thing to do. It's not easy for an actor to turn themselves into that character and then try to get out of it. A lot of people get into character and they can't get out. It's really, really hard. Can you imagine? It's really, really hard. I think for Robert Downey Jr., his success is because he carried over the character of Tony Stark. He's very proud of himself. He's very confident, and he got that confidence. He started getting a lot of good stuff. That's really good. So is Ryan Reynolds. I think he carried the character of Deadpool really well, so that he just never left that character. He became the Joker, the Deadpool kind of character person out, so that he's getting a lot more movies. I agree, because that movie seems like it's got to tell you how Joker become Joker, right? And it's got to be very dark, very give you it will take some thought to go watch that movie. Like, I mean, that movie will give you some different perspective about life and stuff like that, because it's got to be a very dark story. It's got to be a very dark story. I'm not personally a superhero comic person, but even when I watch the trailer, I'm like, wow, that movie's got to be amazing. That movie's got to be some crazy movie, like some sort of, I can't think of a good example of a dark movie that makes you think twice about life. It's like, oh, people go crazy for a good reason, kind of thing, I'm looking forward to a lot of movies, actually. I think that's the thing about movie too. It's like a video game. They try to make Joker too punk and gangster away from the Joker that's supposed to be. And comic book fan don't really like that. Jared Leto is the Joker. That's the Joker. Jared Leto. Sorry, I don't know the name of it, so I had to Google his name to just find out who are we talking about. Jared Leto. Oh, okay, so that is the previous Joker I was talking about. I don't know. For me, I felt like he was a really good Joker for not knowing Joker. Now, the only Joker I've seen is obviously the original Batman series, and obviously the Joker from the Batman Dark Knight series, and the cartoon. Like, my wife used to watch the cartoon, like Justice League and Batman and Robin cartoon, and those characters kind of fit that particular one well. So for me, that fills in really well. But I guess if you read the entire comic series, it's become different, because like when you watch Superman, right? I thought the movie was okay, but people will tell you that's very, very different, because the comic Superman went through a lot, right? Even split into red and blue Superman, which I didn't get, because I didn't read the comic. When I saw the comic cover, I was like, what? The Superman just becomes something different. But obviously the movie cannot follow every series, right? Just like the Flash, there's so many versions of Flash that it's when I see the Flash series on was it Netflix or something like that, or on TV basically, I thought was okay. I thought it was okay, but then people was like, it didn't really match the comic. Look at this smoke output for such a small cigar. This is really good. I like the draw on this too. It's like a more loose draw, more easy draw. I don't have to use a lot of effort to draw from this cigar. So that's me. I don't know. Do you guys like loose draw cigars, or you just think that you want cigars that has more resistance to the draw? I like the dark psychology Joker that they bring back in this upcoming movie. I would definitely watch it. I mean, I still have not watched the newest Avengers. I feel like it's one of those movies. If you wait it, you can wait. Cause like when I think about how much like I had to spend 3 hours on it, I just go maybe next time. I probably will watch it at home. Just for that. But, did you guys know that the Pokemon movie, the Pikachu Detective, actually out earned the Avengers in other countries, especially in Asia? Oh my god. Oh my god. I gotta tell you guys this. I was on an airplane, right, going back here, and sitting right next to us is one guy who was traveling from Florida to Massachusetts. This guy would not stop talking. This guy would not stop talking. So if you're on an airplane and the passenger right next to you is doing this, please don't talk to him anymore. This guy just won't stop talking to me. I'm trying to get some snooze before I hit home. This guy just won't stop talking. So yeah, hey, if you ever ride airplane and the person right next to you is literally falling asleep, try to not to talk to him. And if this guy is trying to read a book, try not to talk to him. I like the draw to be loose so that I have a control of how much I'm gonna draw from it. I can draw more or I can draw less. Granted, because it's loose, you tend to draw more, but I like it when it draws less. When it draws less, it's pretty good. I mean, not when it draws. When it has free draw where you have the control, is better for me. I don't know. That's just me. Now, I do like to mention, because only 10 minutes left, if you have not gotten the hint and the clue for this particular video to win the cigar, you have missed it. I'm not gonna pull it up again. I think it's very obvious what the hint is today. If you still haven't got it yet, I'm sorry. You gotta rewind all the way to the front and somewhere in the middle, because I'm not. I think it's very easy hints for this one to win. The glorified rise of the Joker. They glorify the rise of Joker too much, when really the creation of the Joker is really dark and tragic. Being driven insanity by society and death and his wife is really tragic character. I agree, but why isn't anybody remake the Penguin? Right? They made the Joker. They made the guy with the question mark. They made Two-Face. No one wants to remake the Penguin. I think they did, but then they only showed up for such a little time that there's nothing about him. And he was one of the original, right? So, but there's no movie called the Penguin, right? This movie about specific about Bane and all that stuff, but just not much about Penguin. I guess there's not much to talk about. Gotham is the Netflix series too, right? Gotham is the TV series. I'm just gonna swallow that bits. I don't know. I guess. It's like a tobacco bits that gets me. I don't know. There's so much summer flicks I'm looking forward to. My wife is looking forward to Pets, that the Pets 2 or something like that. I'm looking forward to all this Joker and all this. I think Joker is coming out summer. Um, there's another few movie that was coming out in this summer, July 12th. So I think July 12th is gonna be a day where you can find me because I'm gonna go look for movies. Looking for movies. Bits of cigars. Is it just me or is it normal for everybody too? I rarely see people had to pick out tobacco out of their mouth, but I seem to do it, and sometimes I gross out myself. It's like you just pick out something off of your mouth, but the tobacco does kind of fall off, especially these like tiny short filler ones. They tend to fall off. The only Star Wars I enjoyed was the original one, and the original Empire Strikes Back. Other than that, I tried to watch 1 and 2, but is it just me, or in 1 and 2 there's no people around the movie? Like, the background is always empty, pretty much. There's not many people walking around for no reason. Like, as if the whole colony of people don't exist. The way they made it, I know it's CGI and everything, but there's not enough people, like human beings, on it. So it's like, why? It just, I feel like so empty. It's all about the people, but no one else is around them. They're in an area there's no living organisms because every time they talk, there's nobody in the background. Come on, Michael. I'm an Asian. I get a free pass on that one. I get a free pass on not watching Star Wars. I watched 1 and 2. I just didn't enjoy it. I thought Lord of the Rings is over. Is that gonna be a prequel? I thought they already have a prequel called The Hobbit, and that was it. You crush your soul. I tried. I literally got the series to watch it, and I just couldn't. It's just like somebody planned it, forgot about all the other people. It made it less enjoyable for me, I guess, because I'm missing the part of other people walking around. It's just so empty. Granted, they did fix it. I think the newer ones, there's always people in the back, but 1 and 2 ruined it for me a little bit. Obviously, when I have time, I'll go back and finish it, the rest, but 1 and 2 ruined it for me. Well, you gotta honestly tell me that 1 and 2 is good, and it has met your expectation. Don't pick up a movie like I do. I don't think I picked it apart. Just the way it is. Making a TV series costs a lot of money. Probably way more money than the movie, so I can understand that. To have a plan to make sure people watch it. Especially with the Game of Thrones on TV, you really try to compete with that. That's pretty hard. But now that it's over, I think they will be able to go with that. See, I'm telling the truth. I'll eventually go back and finish all the rest of the series when they release DVD and stuff like that, but it's not a movie that I will go to the movie theater for after watching 1 and 2. Empire Strikes Back is the best. And that's why people got so excited when they had the prequel and the new stuff, right? So, I did watch the original 2 or 3. Oh, but yeah, did you know what is a really ass move though? All the people that watch Game of the Throne, right? Did you know in China they stopped airing the last episode an hour before it was supposed to air? They say it's due to the tension between China and America. They are unable to air that one last episode an hour before it was scheduled to air. That's an ass move. I mean, I would be so pissed if I was chasing that show and I could not find the last episode. That sucks. That sucks big time. That sucks big time for anybody that does that. This thing is giving me bits after bits after bits, but it's not gonna stop me smoking. I'm gonna smoke it. No, there's no tear-off on digital media. That's the thing. They already got the rights to it. They got the right to air it. They just choose to be an ass. Right? When you buy the rights to a show, you own the rights to air it. There's no like last minute says we can't air the last episode because of tension. What does that mean? People already watched it. Just you're creating more tension. More people is gonna hate the Chinese media company for having the right to air it, and then all of a sudden 1 hour you're like, I already got the food ready on the table. I'm gonna watch this one last epic episode. And an hour before it was like, nope, not airing it. You see? That's what I'm talking about. Right? Once Game of Thrones is done, they can start making it, they can air it because they just can't compete with it. That would be the dumbest thing to do. You just lit up 3 minutes before my show ends. Travis. I'll try to watch the Star Wars saga, but then like again, the newest one, the DVD is not out yet, right? Is it out? I had to find time to watch it because you're talking about another 6 hours I had to go through, so I had to find time for that. You know, I'm really busy between right now and probably next month as well. So I'm doing a lot of day trips just so that I can come back for this live shows. I don't want to miss too much. I already missed 3, right? So love Game of Thrones and still do watch them again. I don't know. If I watch that, well, right now it will be a marathon, right? I'll be watching episode after episode. So I might watch it. I don't know. I just have to find out. Game of Thrones, because that first episode messed up my mind. Yeah, it did. It did. It kind of did. I had to get over that. I mean, granted, back in the day, it's probably very normal to have incest like that. But for me, that was a lot to take in. That was a lot to take in. You got the fame, you got the wealth, you got the money, but you had to choose your own sister. But now I get to marathon it, so I don't have to wait day after day. I heard the ending was very disappointing, so you know that's why I waited for the whole thing to go over and then choose whether or not to watch it. Had the HC series. HC series of what? What did I miss? HC series. Or did I miss something? Oh, we're talking about Cigar here? Because I think I missed 1 or 2 messages, I guess. HC series. Anyways, that's it for me for today. I hope you catch the clue for winning this particular cigar. It's not the best cigar out there, but it's worth of a try, I guess, so you can at least learn that earthy notes. So yeah, hope you win. I do have 2. I probably will choose the two winners, but we'll go from there. All right. So enjoy your Memorial Weekend. All right, enjoy the Memorial Weekend, and you know, again, be nice to vets this week. Okay, be nice to vets this week. Not that you shouldn't be nice to vet every week, but be nicer to vet this week. Enjoy your weekend. Be nice. I'll see you guys on Facebook. If I smoke anything special, I'll let you guys know as well. So I'll look forward to your posts so that we can select a winner either Monday or Tuesday. And yeah, that should be it. Stay saucy, everybody. I will see you guys next week. All right? Late night, long string. I might have to do that one because the Davidoff cigar, but we'll see where it goes, okay? Stay saucy. Everybody, have a good night. I'll see you guys next week. Bye, guys.